in the beginning, I said that, and I was like, why did I just say that? That
Was
so
that true?
Bad. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a dark way to start the pod. Allie.
Oh my God!
She keyed the guy's car. That's so fucked up that you would key a guy's car.
Okay.
Is that the first time you've keyed a guy's car?
It's the first time I've keyed someone's car, and
Do you think you'll do it again?
I don't think I'll do it again.
It's a gateway.
No, listen, I am for sure a little crazy, but and my therapist would not agree with me on this, but I'm like kind of proud about it. It was kind of fun. It was exhilarating keying someone's car.
I could see it being exhilarating.
And it's like a fun thing to put on my bucket list. Like I've done that before. My therapist was like, this is not a place you want to be in. But I'm like, okay, but come on, can't I live a little?
Yeah, you're like, your therapist is like, you shouldn't do that. And you're like, you're being a real pussy right now.
Yeah, so whatever. And the fact that he still texted me like last week after I keyed his car, like that's hilarious to me. I'm like, I literally damaged your property and you still want me.
Yeah. Was it on the street or like in a garage? What was the deal? Like how covert was the operation?
It was like a parking lot. But it was one of those like next to like a ton of buildings, like only like authorized vehicles can park here, whatever. So it was like next to street parking. So it was pretty out in the open. I did a circle around. You know, I looked around to see if anyone was in the car, if anyone was around.
A cat, like a big cat, just like surveying your territory and then going for it.
Yeah, it was a Sunday night.
It was very premeditated. It wasn't like a spur of the moment decision. You were like, I'm really gonna think about this. I'm gonna scout it out, and then I'm gonna key this guy's car.
Yeah. Also, I was like, he's not a materialistic person.
And how did you know? How did you decide that you were gonna do swastikas? Because it's a creative choice.
Well, he hates the gays, so I thought he might hate the Jews too. No, there were X's because
big jump.
in England, if you put like an X at the end of like a letter or like a text, it means a kiss. So I'm like,
doesn't that mean that everywhere?
Well, it's a very like UK thing. I don't know if everyone knows that. I know you're smart or whatever.
No. But I mean, XOXO, Gossip Girl.
Yeah, but but it's just an X.
Everybody knows that.
It's
yeah, but there's an X.
It's just an X.
Yeah, XX.
Okay, well, I put 3 X's, and he was like, why? When he called me 2 days later and he found out, he's like, couldn't have you just done 1? And I was like, well, I gave you 3 kisses goodbye. You're welcome.
Well, 3 X's is like sexual, right?
Yeah, I can also...
2 X's is like a kiss. 3 X's is like a porn website.
Yeah, which is kind of funny, though, because he's driving around with 3 X's on his car.
His ex put 3 X's.
Yeah. Never even was my boyfriend, but that's okay.
There was a girl that I worked at the Improv with, and she was crazy.
You worked at the Improv?
Mm-hmm.
The one in like
Schaumburg.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? When?
Man, I've had so many jobs. I think like a year and a half ago or like 2 years ago.
Oh.
Year and a half ago. Yeah. I worked there for a couple of months. And there was a girl who worked there who was crazy, and we would get into fights, and she would like flirt with me because she knew it made me uncomfortable.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I would just like be a smart ass to her and like do dad jokes, and she hated them. She couldn't stand them. And then one time she came over to me and she was like, my mom always told me you can't slash tires because you'll get in trouble for that, but there's nothing wrong with letting air out of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay. Well, and then she was like, so I might do that to you, and then I'm not going to get in trouble. And I was like, well, you just told me you're going to do it. So.
Okay, she sounds like a different level of crazy than me, but.
I mean, I'd say keying is above letting air out. If you had told him you were going to key the car, that's different.
Well,
I think.
When he first met me, he would give examples of like how he thought it was crazy. Or he would like
ask. What were his examples?
He would ask questions. He would be like.
Okay, we're recording.
He would be like, are you crazy in the way you'd like just show up at someone's house? Which, yes, I've done that. I would do that.
Wait, you just showed up at people's houses?
Well,
wait, are you actually batshit crazy?
I'm a little
crazy.
back
up on the couch.
But I do it in ways I think is funny. Like I've thrown a hairbrush at a guy's window before, and I thought that was funny.
Out a guy's window?
At.
Oh. Okay.
Because he didn't answer his phone like all day.
Was it one of those things where you're like holding a boombox above your head and you throw a hairbrush to get him to come down, or was it like and then malicious?
No, it wasn't malicious. I was just like, he hasn't answered his phone all day. This is weird, but also I think this would be funny. And all I had on me to throw was a hairbrush. Like
so you can just justify being crazy. It was just like, this is so funny.
I genuinely don't think it's kind of funny. But so I threw and then I like showed up at a guy's house one time and I put a note on his door. And it was like a coochie. Wait, I told you about this, the coochie coupon?
I think so.
It was a bit, and he thought it was weird. And I'm like, I didn't like show up. I just like put it on his door and was like, texted him. I was like, check your door. And I thought it was cute.
It's kind of hot. I would
Thank
be
you.
so happy to get a coochie coupon. And he was like, this is weird.
He thought it was weird. His best friend thought it was really weird. I actually just ran into them, though.
I guess it's the point. You run into a lot of these people.
I know.
I guess it's the fact that you went to the apartment without saying and put it on the door, right?
I worked close to him, though.
Okay.
So I was like on my way home from
how
work.
How long had you been seeing him for?
At that point, like, I don't remember if that was either the latter. It was either like 6 months in or
okay, that's long enough.
Or after a year.
I
it was like
think
in the middle somewhere.
Either way, if you're past 6 months, it's long enough to leave a coochie coupon.
Yeah, we weren't dating, but we loved each other. It was like a very non-conventional.
We loved each other. We just weren't willing to say it or do it or any of the actions.
No, we told each other we loved each other.
Really?
Yeah.
You were like, I love you, but I'm not going to date you?
Yeah.
Explain that.
We went on like 3 dates.
Explain that.
Okay, I am.
Sorry.
We went on like 3.
I got angry.
We went on like 3 dates. We were like, I don't want to date you. And he was like, I don't want to date you. And then we just kept being involved for like a year and a half. I think we just like leaned on each other emotionally and physically. So we ended up like loving each other. Not like in love, but like we both love each other. And I think I still love him. Like I'll love him forever. My sweet boy.
So you don't love him in a romantic sense?
No, I'm sure there's like a little bit of a romantic sense. And like we said we would be friends, but we didn't talk for like a year. But I ran into him like a week ago and it was nice to see him. But so I don't think we could be friends because of that. But it mostly just feels platonic. Like I just like love this person.
So you can't. How long does it take for you to say that you love someone? Also, are you somebody who does it quick or do you wait?
Well, I like have moments where as soon as like someone dumps me, I'm like, I love you, and then a couple.
That's when it happens?
Well, no, I don't say it. Well, I really. Oh my God, Harry, this is a crazy story.
Okay.
I won't go into the details because it's too much.
No, please do. We've got time.
Okay, yeah, we do. I realized I had a breakthrough recently.
Oh,
okay,
good.
After this last guy dumped me that I keyed his car, I had a breakthrough, and I always realize how I feel after I get dumped, and I think it's because it's my first love's fault. He told me he was in love with me and dumped me on the same night.
Wow.
And I was 17, and I think that like permanently.
What was it like 5 minutes between or?
I think he was like he already had like told me we shouldn't see each other anymore, and was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm in love with you. And I was like, what? And then he like kissed me and then like left.
Oh my God, it's like a fucking Disney.
Yeah, I know.
And then I left my glass slipper there.
It was by the river.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
Aw. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But because of that, now when you get broken up with, you're like, I love you.
Yeah, I think my brain thinks that's like rejection is love, but it's not. And I have to like unlearn that.
Interesting. Rejection is love. Couldn't it just like put things into perspective once you're like can look at it not in the relationship? But I mean, you don't actually love them. When you get broken up with, you don't actually love them. You think you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what's the refractor? Like how long after that are you like, okay, I don't love them? Or do you just like go and slash their tires
sometimes
immediately?
No, I've never slashed anyone.
You'll get there. Come on.
No,
You're like so close.
I don't want to get more crazy. This was the top for me.
But you sort of like being crazy.
I do like being a little crazy, but I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it attracts the right men. And this one I lucked out with because he thought it was funny that I keyed his car. You know what I mean? Like he told me he was like a little mad, but he was like, I can't really be that mad at you. He mostly thought it was funny. And I'm like, if it was anyone else.
So nuts.
I know. So shout out my little Latino man.
So mad.
But he also like works in an auto shop. So like I really thought this through, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Kind of.
Maybe.
What was your question?
How long does it take to realize that you don't love them?
Sometimes soon after. I feel like a guy like I dated last year, or not even dated, it was like a fling. Like after he dumped me, I was like, I love him. And then like 2 days later, I was like, no, I don't love him. I was just like feeling every emotion possible.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it takes longer than others.
Interesting. I haven't cried after my last 2 breakups.
Well, your last one.
So we have like the complete opposite.
Yeah, but didn't you dump both of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I still thought there'd be like fallout.
You didn't even cry like while you were breaking up with her?
Well, I got close, but she was so angry that I was like, all right, I gotta reel this in.
Wait, I have something in my eye, and it's not a tear.
Oh man.
Why do you think you almost cried when you broke up with the last one? The last one?
Because I felt bad.
Oh, God, that sucks.
What do you mean that sucks?
Like, the last guy, he was sitting right here crying. He cried like 3 times when he broke up with me. And I was like, why are you crying?
Well, that's such a bullshit question. When the girl's like, why are you upset? And it's like, well, I'm a human being. And then, because this is the thing what I was talking to you earlier about, it's like there's no right way to do it, because you tell your little girlfriends, you'd be like, well, he didn't cry at all. He wasn't upset at all. He was just like a robot. He just broke up with me. But then if you cry, it's like, yeah, he was crying. Like, he has to cry.
Yeah.
There's no so what do you want? A single fucking tear?
For you to be obsessed with me forever. That's what I want. I feel like men want that too, though. I had a man.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone that's obsessed with you. It's really hard to get over that. I had that one time, and she just posted on Instagram, and it was I was like, okay, I used to have that.
Yeah. Was that the like emo song that you listened to, that girl?
No, that was the chess girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had a man tell me recently, I'm like friendly with him, he goes to my gym, that he was like, yeah, every girl a guy dates, we just want her to be ours for the rest of life. Like, we just want her to not sleep with anyone else and still love us. But like, I don't want her to be with anyone else for the rest of life.
I sort of relate to that. I was listening to Larry David and Charlie Rose interview. Larry David and Charlie Rose interview. And he was talking about how, like, he left Seinfeld, and he was asking how Larry felt when Seinfeld still went on and it still did pretty well.
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, Jerry said that it's like an ex. Because, like, it's like, do you want them to do well? Do you want them to get with another person? It's like, you do. You don't want them to do too well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I genuinely wish the best. I understand that. I understand being like, I never want you to ever look in another man's eyes ever again, or have him penetrate you. I guess that's more visceral.
That's so possessive, which actually I do like a little possessiveness, but but like if I'm with them,
I know girls feel the same way about about guys.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason, men feel more icky about it.
Icky?
Yeah.
Maybe the men you're talking to.
Well, maybe it's just that guy at the gym. He also told me all his friends were cheaters, and I was like, who are you surrounding yourself with?
Also, if all your friends are cheaters.
No, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Would you ever cheat? Long pause. Long pause. Really mulling that one over.
My pause.
I wonder if I should cheat.
My pause started to get longer because I realized I took a moment, and then in my head I was like, Harry's about to say that I'm taking a long pause, and that made me take a longer pause. Well, I was trying to think of if I ever have. I think the only way I would cheat, and not intentionally, the only way I would like accidentally cheat is emotionally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I like met someone new. Also, I'm still gullible, but not as gullible as I was when I was younger. Like, I'll meet a guy and be like, oh my God, this is my new friend. And really he just like wants to fuck me. But I'm like, oh my God, we're like homies now. And I'm so blind to it sometimes. So I could see that happening. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dating someone. It's not going well. Yeah. It's on the rocks. We're probably going to break up. This new guy swoops in, is hearing about my life. And to me, I'm just like.
It's my homeboy.
Yeah, I'm like, he's my friend. He just really cares. But really, he just like wants to get with me. And if he came on to me, I'd be like, ew, gross, they still have a boyfriend. I would not do that, but I think emotionally I might like, without realizing it, start to cheat. I don't think I would ever do it intentionally because I want to make anything work, even if it sucks.
Why?
I don't know. Like the last guy, there were so many issues, but I was like, let's keep, and I'm like, we were dating for like a month and a half. Like, let it go.
Yeah, I don't understand that. If you're in something that's not working, why keep doing it?
I don't know. I just always think I can figure it out.
Is it because you want to figure it out? Is it even because you like that person, or is it because you want to prove to yourself that you can figure that out?
I think both. It depends on the situation. Like the last guy, I did actually like him, and I still like. I liked him as a person. I think fundamentally we had a lot of differences that wouldn't have panned out. At least now, he told me that in a couple years he might get his cougar back, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I hope I'm
cougar.
Yeah.
Oh, like the older lady?
Like me, because I'm 5 years older than him.
Yeah. You did date a high schooler.
I did.
Allie is 22.
People are gonna think people are genuinely gonna believe I'm 22.
You got from a high schooler.
Yeah, God, these city kids really are just spreading it around. But
old Bill Belichick.
I think it depends on the situation. But I've also dated people that I think I didn't even like, and I was just like, I'm just gonna keep doing this to like, because I'm so headstrong. I'm like, I can make anything work.
But how do you get into something if you don't like them?
Didn't we talk about this? Oh my God, no, we talked about this guy last time. We're not gonna get into that whole thing of the gross Grateful Dead guy.
Well, it's because guys hit on you.
Yes.
So you can just, like, as a girl, you can sort of just be like whisked away into a relationship, right? But as a guy, you have to like really work for it, I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think, like, I've never been in a situation where sort of, where it's just like, you're like in a lazy river and you're like, okay, I'm in this now. But for the guy, you've got to like paddle out and, throw him on the raft or something.
That makes a lot of sense. I never thought of it like that. I think this is why guys, like, they can't actually be asked out. Guys always say they want to be hit on, but I'm like, then they don't have to try it all. And I think so then they, like, don't even care.
You're taking away their hunting ability.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, I had a guy.
By the way, that's not true. Men would love to be asked out.
But I think
and hit on.
It has to be by a girl who they really, really like.
Not really, really like. Just like someone who's attractive. It's the same with girls. It's literally the exact. If you think they're attractive and they're hitting on you, you're gonna be flattered. Honestly, if they're not attractive and they're hitting on you, sort of flattered. But
I had a guy recently who he was hitting on me, but then I was like, do you just like want to be my friend, or like, are you trying to pursue me? And he was just like, I don't know.
It'd be funny to hit on someone and just be like, I just want to be friends. But like hit on them super hard.
And then he was like, why don't you ask me out? And I was like, this doesn't make sense. If you want to ask me out, then.
Did it almost work for a second though?
No,
Did he almost.
I didn't want to ask him out. I was like, this is weird. Why are you telling me to ask you out? Is that not weird?
No, it's weird.
Exactly.
But he was trying to like he was trying to fuck with you.
Yeah, he seemed like a fuckboy. Another Latino. I need to stop with him.
Latino.
Would you ever cheat?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't think so. That being said, I've never been offered.
Oh, you've never had two gals barking up your tree at once?
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never been in a situation where I'm with one girl and another girl's like, ah?
That's really funny.
So it's like, it already takes so much for me to just get with one girl. Yeah. But the idea of having to juggle multiple is like, are you nuts? I can't even.
What are you, nuts?
I couldn't even try. I couldn't even do that if I wanted to.
Oh.
That's such a outrageous thing. Well, I was telling Sam, Jackson, and Drew and Matt last night that my plan, which I didn't do this morning, and I regret not doing. I belong to this. I work at this gym, and we have yoga. And I was talking to one of the I can't meet women on apps because I swore off apps.
I hate apps. They suck anyways.
Yeah, they suck. So I'm off that. And then it's like, so I decided I'm going to take yoga classes until an attractive woman hits on me.
That's funny.
I'm going to and just see how long it takes. And I'm not going to hit on them because I can't. And I just won't approach women or talk to them or anything. I can't do it.
Okay, well, don't be weird. Don't be weird.
What do you mean?
Like, say hi.
I mean, if a natural conversation happens, it happens. But I'm not going to go up and be like, you like that pose? You know? It's not like Sex in the City. I can't, like, go up to people and talk to them or, like, hit on them. But if she comes up to me and starts talking to me and makes it clear, then I can finally be like, all right, I'm done yoga. But I'm going to do yoga until that. That being said, I was supposed to do a class at 11 a.m. this morning, and I slept in. So
it just wasn't meant to be today. That's fine.
Yeah. They're also all, like, in their 30s and up.
You could do so many. You could do Soul Cycle.
Oh, God.
I'm doing a class. Actually, I was going to go today with my sister, but I was like, I don't want to be drenched in sweat. I have to film a pod episode later, so I told my sister next week.
I mean, you could shower.
No, I know, but my hair, I washed it whatever.
That'd be hilarious, though, if you were just panting and sweating.
It was going to be Justin Bieber and Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, I don't understand what that means.
Like, they do themed rides. Like, all the music they play is, like, only this. So it's going to be Justin Bieber versus Jonas Brothers. That would have been banin'.
I see. There's a girl from my high school who now teaches, like, cycling classes in New York. And good for her, man. Good for her.
I guess.
I was thinking that's her stand-up. Because she has a mic And I've seen videos where she's like, let's go, gang. Let's make it to the top of the hill. And I was like, this is her show. And they're all like gassing each other up after, like, you did such a great job, blah, blah, blah.
Seems kind of culty.
Yeah, it is culty. It definitely is culty. It's definitely culty. But, I mean, why are you going?
Because my sister wants me to.
That's how cults start.
Okay, well.
Hey, I'm doing this thing. You should come and try it.
Also to challenge my body. I like feel like I've gotten into like too much of a repetition lifting at the gym, and so like, and I haven't been dancing that much this month.
Yeah, that's because of
the little Mexicano.
Yeah.
Me encanta los mexicanos.
Lo siento.
That's just I'm sorry.
I know. Yo sé. You don't think I know Espanol?
Yo sé también.
Sí. Yeah. Mucho.
Okay.
Lifting is so boring. I don't know how you still do it. Also, why were you talking to the guy at the gym? How do you talk to people at the gym? I guess they come up and talk to you, right? Because you're a female.
Yeah.
So are you just like doing tricep pull downs and a guy just comes over and he's like, all my friends cheat?
Oh, okay. Well, that guy, his name is George.
Shout out George.
He has face tattoos.
Ooh.
He has ones on his eyelid that say life debt. So sick. I think they're so cool. People would argue against me, but I'm like, I would date someone with face tattoos. Not him. I love his girlfriend. She's the best, and she's so gorgeous. But I think face tattoos are hot. Anyways, not like looking for that, but I'm down for it.
You'd marry someone with a face tattoo.
Yeah, why not?
You'd have kids with someone that has a face tattoo?
Yeah, why not? As long as it's not like a teardrop coming from their eye.
I mean, there's very few tasteful face tattoos.
Have you seen, who's that one guy who like just killed women for fun? Who has those face tattoos in like Florida? Do you know who I'm talking about? He's so hot.
No, I don't.
I don't remember his name. He looked kind of like...
But you saw him and you were like,
Yeah, he looked kind of like G-Eazy.
So you would have just been one of the women that gets killed.
Yeah, I would have.
Nice.
But no, okay, so George, he used to work at the gym I went to, and so we would talk to each other.
I see.
Yeah, he worked at the front desk. So I would, and then now, like, he'll see me at the gym, and we'll, like, stop and talk to each other and, like, catch up, because I see him, like, once every 6 months. But some guy came up to me today. I was, like, doing, like, split squats or something, and...
That's a good one to approach on. Split squats.
Yeah. And he was just asking me if I wanted chalk. Like, he came up to me, and I said, what? And I took out my headphone, and then he, like, held out his hand. He was like, do you need chalk? And I was like, no. I'm like, that was so stupid. You're clearly just trying to talk to me. Like, no, I don't need chalk.
He wasn't hot?
No.
So that's the thing is, if he was hot, this would be a totally different story,
like a
right?
thumb.
If he was a hot Latino guy, you'd be like, yeah, I'd love some chalk. Nice face tattoo.
I'm chafing down below.
Yeah. Yeah, just fucking slap it on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that'd be so crazy. Just pour it in like baby powder.
Yeah, if you just pour it down my pants, that would be great. I do like white guys too, but Latinos just have a hold on me that I can't.
But no blacks.
Actually, the last guy that was like texting me for a week and was being weird, he was half black.
So the guy that you still didn't like.
No, I told him if he asked me on a date, I would go on a date with him. And then he was like, why don't you ask me on a date? And I was like,
that guy?
Yeah.
Well, but you don't want to go on a date with him.
Well, no, because then he was being weird and seemed like he just wanted to fuck me. I learned when men are confusing, they just want to fuck. It took me 27 years to get here, but I got here.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know.
I guess. I mean, in Sex and the City, they're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and they're like 45.
Whoa, they're like, come on. They're still in their prime. What are you talking about?
Yeah, actually, I had a guy yesterday tell me, what did I say to him? Oh, he was like 30 something. And I'm like, oh, so you won't hit your prime till you're 40. And he's like, oh, so you're already past yours. And I was like,
you're both correct.
Touche. I was like, damn it. That was good. Wait,
I was asking Matt this. Do you think that you, also, this is this feels like such a gossipy app.
Yeah, a little bit.
This one's for the girls. Do you feel like,
and the gays.
Yeah, well, it's always for the gays. Do you think that you are in the fittest that you'll ever be in your life, or do you think that that's already happened, or do you think it'll be coming up?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I go through phases. Like, I think I was really fit when I was 18, and then once I went away to college, I wasn't. And then I've been like on and off fit the past like 2 years when I like took the personal training job, because like all my coworkers actually know how to do their job and they would like train me. So I still think I'm pretty fit.
But you're not the most fit.
No, I think I was more fit last summer. But I think I could like get better. I work with a girl who's like 36 and she looks
But do you think you
incredible.
will is my question.
Maybe I think
because some people are like 45 and they're like, I'm in the best shape of my life, you know? Do you think you're going to be that, or do you think you're going to be like 45 and you're going to be like, when I was 30 I was really fit?
No, I think I'll hit a new goal. I think I'll hit a new goal if I like keep up with what I'm doing. And like if I have the money, I would love to get a actual personal trainer one day.
Personal trainer would be nice. I told my friend that I play tennis with that if I ever make it big time, I'm just going to pay him to live with me and play tennis and sports and work out with me.
How fit do you feel right now?
Not very fit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Do you think your prime is coming? I feel like you would get...
Really?
Yeah.
Once I have a beard, my prime will start.
Because you seem like you were such a scrawny boy growing up.
Still am a scrawny boy.
Exactly.
When I was in college, I actually got up to like 170.
Damn, what?
Yeah.
How did your frame even take that? Wait, what do you weigh now?
Probably barely 160.
Oh, okay, that's not...
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
I forgot you're kind of tall.
I got to 175 actually. But that was like eating 4,000 calories every day, lifting constantly, and but then I broke my hand and I couldn't work out anymore, and it all went downhill. But my point is, I think I was the most in shape
then.
Like first half of my senior year of college.
Okay.
But then again, like I couldn't climb, so it's a different.
Yeah.
And then my dream is to tour as a comedian, and every city I go to, just go to their climbing gym. Just try every single spot.
Actually, that's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, you did like a scoff, and you know that's okay.
No, actually, I think the same thing about dancing. I'm always like, well, now when I go to a new city to do comedy, I also can like check out their dancing scene.
That's just.
I meet Latinos in different states.
Latinos in different area codes.
Yeah.
That's just. I just can't get over the fact that you go out and dance with random people.
It's so fun. It actually really helps with
You just make physical contact with people that you don't know. I can't even I don't even like hugs. And you're going out and you're like interlocking your fingers, and they're like their hand is on the small of your back.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. It's so insane. I couldn't do ow, God. I could like
just strain your neck. You're definitely not in the prime shape of your life.
I could dance exactly, dude. I should have done yoga this morning. Tried to get hit on.
It really helps with though like feeling what's the word?
Gay?
I'm having a brain fart. Yeah.
Sexual. Athletic.
Like deprived of physical touch.
Oh.
It helps a lot with that. I think like dancing more now helps with being single because I don't like feel deprived of physical touch because like men are rubbing up all on me all the time. And not like a gross sexual way. Like obviously 99% of them are very polite and professional when it comes to dancing because they're also there to dance. But it still like helps that aspect.
Yeah, that's nice. That's definitely nice. But it's sort of like when you see a guy and you see like their Instagram Explore page and it's just like a bunch of women in bikinis.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like I think about it like gum, because I don't like gum.
Okay.
Because you don't get to eat it. You just chew it and then you spit it out.
Oh.
And it's like so you're just like getting just enough physical touch to where you're like excited, and then there's no like I don't know. It doesn't like come to fruition.
But it does because I'm not getting like all horned up.
How do you not?
Because I'm not.
You're with Latino men.
I'm not attracted to every man that's Latino.
It doesn't even matter. Like if I was blindfolded and you just put a thing that I knew was a female and like we interlocked our hands, I would immediately just like by oonga boonga.
Yeah, but you're a man, so it's but don't you just like when you touch certain people like you don't feel anything?
No. Are you out of your mind? What are you talking about?
Like when certain men touch me, I'm like, okay.
If I have I'd have a whole range of emotions for if every single person touches me. There's no person that could touch me and I'm completely neutral.
Okay.
If my mom touched me, I'd be like, yeah, get off. If my brother touched me, I'd be like, what are we trying to fight? Like
think of a woman you're not attracted to that you know.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm not going to be offended either way.
Okay, I'll think of one. I got it.
Okay. If she like touched your arm or like touched like your thigh.
I'd instantly change my opinion. Touch my thigh?
Yeah.
My thigh? What the fuck?
Your female friends never like touch your thigh?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm being a flirty ass bitch with
Yeah,
people.
you
now.
are. Dude, I mean, I worked with a coworker recently, and she would touch me a lot, and she would like put her arms around me and fucking hug me from behind.
Okay, well then maybe
and
she has a
shit.
crush on you. I'm not like I don't think I'm overtly touchy with people if I'm not actually into them. I'm touchy with people.
Even like the shoulder where they'll like go like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's just like if someone touches me and we're having a conversation, it's like the conversation we're having just goes like blah blah blah, 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 and it just like it just turns off. And then there's like when they touch me, there's like an electric bolt that just shoots through my entire body, and I just freeze, and I'm like, that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. They just touched me.
Sounds like a Nickelodeon show.
Behind the scenes, maybe with Dan Schneider.
Yeah. Or like
there are a few people who are like more maternal because they're older than me, and if they touch me, it's sort of like it's like a oh honey thing. That is like sort of I can like separate that, but there is still like there's no neutrality with touch. There's always something.
Well, obviously you do feel something, but
especially when it's another dude. I fucking can't stand when dudes touch me.
Like I dance with
I hate that shit.
a lot of. Are you homophobic?
Oh yeah. No, I'm kidding. Love you guys.
Would you you can bleep this out. Would you like do you not like if you're watching a movie and guys were making out, would you keep watching that scene or would you like wait until the scene's over?
Obviously I'd watch it. I'd be uncomfortable and like I'd feel my penis begin to tingle and then I'd be like this isn't me and I'd force myself to watch it. I'd almost treat it like a test. I'd be like let's really see. Let's face the music.
Okay.
You know?
The last guy I was dating, like he was like,
I
I don't want to see it.
I mean, I don't want to see it, but if I'm like, if you and I were watching a movie like Brokeback Mountain.
Yes. Have you seen that movie?
No, because it's gay.
It's incredible.
I just haven't seen it. But if we were watching that movie, I wouldn't shield my eyes. I wouldn't look away because then you'd be like, what are you doing?
No, exactly. The guy I was dating, like, if we watched that, I swear to God, he would have done that. He would have been like, I don't want to watch this. I'm like, this feels weird to me.
But that being said, I get not wanting to watch it.
I don't know. Felt homophobic to me. Which I'm not like running around with my titties out and a pride flag around my waist. You know what I mean? But I just like some people. I'm like, why do you have such an opinion on things? Anyways,
well, it's not really an opinion. That's just I don't want to watch two guys fuck.
Yeah, I guess.
Right? I mean, do you want to watch two girls fuck? Yeah, you just scrunched your face up.
I don't.
Which, by the way, I can't understand how you wouldn't want to watch that because it's beautiful.
Well, actually,
two guys is like it's like gruesome.
I had this conversation.
Women, it's like art.
Thank you. I had this conversation recently. Well, as in just being a woman. Thank you. On behalf of all women, thank you. But that it's like a sexual preference and that it's not homophobia of like wanting to watch two women have sex and not wanting to watch two men. It's like, well, I like women, as in being a man. Like, I like women, so like, of course I'd want to watch that. And I was like, okay, I guess.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I remember when my sister asked my mom one time, she was like, have you ever kissed a girl? And my mom was like, no. And then my sister was like, have you ever wanted to? And she was like, no. And then she was like, really? And she was like, no. And she was like, even in college? And she was like, no. And then my sister was like, are you like homophobic? And my mom was like, no, I just don't want to kiss another girl. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, she's right. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Especially with girls, it's like, do you kiss your friends?
No. And sometimes I don't like when they do it. Like if I have a girlfriend who like kisses my cheek and she's like sloppy and like drunk, I'm like
sloppy. Ew.
I don't know. I feel like it's like crossed my mind of be like, would I want to kiss a girl? And I would like think of and I'm like, I feel like I would just at that point I think I'm just lonely when I have those thoughts because I'm like I don't actually want to like rub up against your titties. Like I'm not into that.
Yeah. Do girls do that?
No, but just the idea, like if you were like making out with someone, you know what I mean, and it started to get handsy, I'm like, I don't think I would want it. Like I think if like there was a moment in time that someone would be like, kiss this girl, like I wouldn't be like, ew, gross, I don't want to, but I would be like, I would like kiss another girl for like whatever, but after that, I'm like, well, I don't really have any other interest.
There's more peer pressure behind that though.
Well, yeah.
Like no. I've never been at a party where people have been like...
Kiss.
Yeah, where I've been like next to my friend and they've been like, you guys should kiss. But...
Yeah, I don't know what scenario that would be in, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Really cool one.
Okay. No, but
really gay one.
Back to physical touch. I dance with a lot of older guys too.
What a pod this has been so far.
I know.
You dance with older guys?
Yeah, and so they feel more like, I don't want to say uncle because uncles always sound creepy, but they're just like, oh, like I'm like this like young girl. I'm having fun. I don't know how to make this sound not creepy. I don't know.
Go ahead, try.
It just feels more like
paternal.
Not even like paternal, but I don't know. I think uncle is the best thing. Like when I see like the older ladies and guys, I'm like, oh, those are like tias and tios, like out when I'm dancing. Like I don't know. I don't think of them as like, there has been like creepy older men, but like again, few and far between. Some of them are just like really sweet to me, and they're also more like, they don't dance as like sensual with me. They're respectful, so I don't feel like turned on by older guys.
Okay. At all? There must be one silver fox that you saw across the room and you were like, I hope I get to dance with him. I hope I get to be in his arms. I hope he holds me.
I don't think dancing. No, actually, I haven't been that. I think the most person I've been turned on with is the guy I dated from dancing. He told me that the day he asked for my number, he had a boner while he did it. Like, we were dancing with each other, and he had to, like, separate himself from me because he got so turned on. But after we were dancing, he asked for my number, and I was like, so you're hard when you ask for my number? And he was like, yeah. I was like, that's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
It's hilarious.
It's pretty rock and roll.
Especially because we're out in public. Like, we're out in a public place just dancing.
Yeah, what kind of pants does he wear?
Usually jeans.
Dude, that would... Oh, my God. It would suck so bad to get hard while dancing with a girl you don't know. Just be like, I'm sorry. Well, they used to say I've heard like Hollywood actors say that like when they're doing nude scenes with each other, what apparently like the stock line they say is sorry if I do, sorry if I don't. Because some people, which is really good because some people will get offended if they don't get hard and then some people will get offended if they get hard. So, sorry if I do, sorry if I don't.
I don't know if I could do it.
A sex scene?
Like, I would fall in love with whoever I'm...
That's what I'm saying. Is like, if you're... Yeah, dude, I can't imagine, like, having a wife and being like, do you mind if I do this sex scene with this super hot actress who's, like, insanely passionate and good at pretending to be this person?
It's different if it's, like...
penetrative.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say if it's a sex scene that's like implied, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like he kisses her like neck and shoulder and then like they go into a room.
One of the sex scenes where they get into bed and then like they don't even like take their pants off and he's just like dry humping and then she just comes immediately. One of those sex scenes.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like 20 seconds later.
Or if it's like they don't show the sex, but it's like implied that they're like having sex. I think that's different. But when it's like the have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
No. Sorry.
Well, even though they're married, it's a good thing. Like there was what's his name? The crazy Scientologist.
L. Ron
Tom
Hubbard?
Cruise.
Oh.
What'd you say?
L. Ron Hubbard.
Who's that?
It's the guy who made Scientology.
Oh. Okay, well, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
They were still married at the time, but like in that movie, like the shots that they put in the movie, I was like, I didn't realize they were still married at first, and I was like, oh, he's been just like grabbing her tits, like it was crazy, just like, and I was like, oh my god, and
That's
she was
acting,
just,
baby.
Yeah, but then I looked it up, I was like, oh, they're still married, so like no wonder they felt so comfortable doing that, but like that, if that type of scene. But you haven't seen it, so I guess it doesn't matter. But
I mean, I can understand. There are other scenes like that.
Yeah, I can't think of another movie right now. That was top of mind for me. I just watched it recently. But, like, I don't know how people do that and not, like, fall in love with each other. I
mean, aside from even just doing a sex scene with someone, if you were doing a scene where it was, like, you're just, like, having an intimate moment and then you're looking, it's like gaze longingly into each other's eyes and say, like, I love you and shit. I think you'd almost like trick yourself into falling in love with that person. It's probably why they all cheat on each other.
Yeah, like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
So if your husband was an actor and he got offered to do a sex scene, how would you feel about that?
I never say never. I couldn't picture myself marrying an actor or even dating an actor.
Why? Don't you want to be an actor?
No, I got over that.
What? Oh my god, dude. I'm so happy for you. Oh my god, Allie.
After taking a year
respect plus 15.
Thank you. After taking a year of acting classes, I was like...
This is such great news. You listen to Louis C.K., you like Tosh.
I know. I've always liked
now.
Tosh. I'm so happy you sent me his special, not only because I liked his special, but like I forgot how much I loved him.
So good.
And now like watching his podcast, like, oh my God, I haven't laughed so hard in so long. He's so fucking funny. But after taking a year of acting classes, I was like, yeah, I learned a lot. Not that I wouldn't want to act at all in the future, comedically, but I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Why not?
It's not the same. Like, I don't feel the same hustle. Like, I have a coworker who she like is constantly going on auditions, like memorizing lines.
I have a coworker that's like that.
Yeah.
Shout out Connor.
And shout out Catherine. And
Connor and Catherine.
We should set them up. They probably know each other. But
well, he's just got married.
Oh, okay. So he's not really an actor. It's just a side gig. Sorry,
I'll let Connor know.
No offense. I feel like you either pick like have a family or like your career. You know what I mean?
Into it.
Oh,
he goes on auditions like every week.
Okay, well, good for you. An audition is already one. Yes.
I mean, by that logic, if you get into a relationship, you're not really a comic.
No, I mean like getting married. I had a friend recently who told me he was like he doesn't really do comedy anymore. But he's like I would always choose love over comedy, and I was like that's crazy. I would never choose love over not never, but I was like,
well, yeah, comedy is the love.
Yeah, I was like comedy is the love of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, if I fell in love, I wouldn't be like, okay, yeah, I'll just like move with you to Portland and forget about this.
No, they don't have a good open mic scene there.
Yeah.
I'm
like I'd be like, this is if like you're dating me, like this is you're also dating comedy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, acting, I just like I was like, I don't want to do all these self tapes and like memorize all these lines. Like again, I feel like I've gained skills, I learned a lot, but I was just like, I'll drive 4 hours to do 3 minutes on stage at an open mic. I'm not memorizing 3 lines. You know what I mean? It's just like I just don't feel the same love or drive or passion for it.
Yeah, it's also like you don't really I feel like with acting you don't really get to choose your own destiny. I guess with stand up you don't either, but like there's no barrier to entry with stand up. You can just go and do it. Acting you have to wait for someone to call you and be like, "All right, we want you." I don't like that.
You can do like student films and stuff like that. But yeah, it is a lot of waiting.
Those are always so good.
Yeah. Or you can like do your own, God. Which is I
was working on my screenplay at work yesterday, and one of the members that I'm friends with came in and we were talking about it, and I was explaining to him like how much of a bummer it is to write a screenplay because just to even see it come to fruition, you need so much to happen, and then all this you need so much money, blah blah blah. And he was like, "Why don't you just shoot it yourself?" And I was like, "Because I want it to be good." Do you know how hard it is to shoot something? I want to see Donovan's
movie though. Did you?
Wait,
you saw it?
Yeah, I was at the screening.
Okay, yeah. You said it was.
It was good.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah. What?
I didn't want to put words into your mouth, so I was waiting for you.
Did.
I was waiting for you to respond.
Live on the pod.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was really good, and it was so cool to just see the amount of work that went into it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have no idea about how much, but like just seeing like a fully realized product.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much work. And it was also cool because it takes place in Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's like all the Chicago open mics in the thing, and with like all the Chicago comics. Ryder was phenomenal in it.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it was really cool. Matt Calhoun's also coming out with his movie.
What?
I wasn't supposed to tell you that.
You can believe it.
No, I won't. Because he's not gonna watch this.
Is he working on it?
He already made it.
When?
He drove to Alaska.
What is it about?
To make the movie. Okay. I'll let it come out. And then, we'll see
when is it coming out?
Potentially within the next decade. Ow, God. I keep spazzing.
Yeah, you really should have went to yoga.
I know. I should have done a Shavasana.
Is that a form of yoga?
I think Shavasana is like the beginning pose or something. I can't remember.
I only did yoga once. It was hot yoga, and I went with family.
Ours is hot yoga.
Like that you have at your gym?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
I was just going to say my uncle took off his shirt, and I've never gone back to yoga.
Oh, man.
We like went as a family, and he was so sweaty and hairy, and I was like, this is disgusting.
Can I tell you a really sad story that I might cut out?
Well, let me take one more sip of water, and then yeah.
When he broke up with me.
I didn't need to tell him that I was going to go to his job.
No.
But I did.
You did. Because you're crazy.
That's why he's still texting me.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, there is something hot about crazy.
Yeah.
And there's something hot about, like... There's honestly something hot about, like, controlling. Like, a woman that's a little bit controlling. Like, a woman that, like, takes charge. Kind of wants to...
Oh, like having dominance over her?
Yeah. No. Her having dominance over us.
Oh. Okay.
I said this to Stephanie on our pod. Like, I want a woman who like dominates me in every facet of life except for sexually, and then like once a month there's like a thing that happens where she's flustered and I'm just like calm and cool and collected, and she's like, okay, so you are a man. That's my ideal.
Ooh, dynamic. Okay.
Where I'm just like, just remember, I am a man. I can still do this. Yeah. But most of the time I want her to be like, this is my fucking retarded boyfriend. He's so stupid and dumb and cute. Look at him.
See, I don't think I could date a guy like that. I think I'm so dominant in life that, like, if I dated a stupid boy, I'm not calling you stupid, but, like, a boy that I had to, like...
Well, if she's with me, she wouldn't actually believe that.
Okay, yeah.
And when we play chess, I would definitely be able to nab a couple off of her. Honestly, but then there's the competitive side of me that's like, she's not going to beat me. But I need somebody that it's a competition. I've had exes where I just wipe the floor with them in every board game. So now you're
basing all your relationships off how you guys play chess together?
Not just chess, but it's like a litmus test. It's like but it's not just there. I mean, Scrabble. Scrabble's big. Physical stuff too.
I don't think board games.
A girl who could beat me in a race would be really hot, like a 40-yard dash. I would be like, dude. Yes, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of if I have any litmus test. I think I like to act dramatic and see how they respond. Not crazy, but like...
No. You don't like to act dramatic and see how they respond. You like to be dramatic. If you're acting dramatic, you're being dramatic.
Okay.
And then so you like to torture them.
No, I am dramatic, but I think sometimes I like test them a little bit. Like I'm even more dramatic than I normally am.
Ramp it up.
Yeah, to like see how they'll respond.
What's an example of you ramping up the drama?
This one's more of a funny one, but I remember like the guy I was dating previously, like a week before we had a little tiff, and I thought we worked it out, but apparently not because he broke up with me a week later. But while we were like resolving that tiff, like he was telling me something, and I like pretended. I just think it's funny, but I like pretended to be so like upset about it that I just like collapsed. But I just like fell over and he had to catch me. Say something. See, but that's more fun. That's more funny. But it's still dramatic.
So you pretended to faint?
Well, no, we were sitting on like the edge of my bed, but I like collapsed over, and then like he had to catch me from falling off the bed, and then he like repeated the same thing once he propped me back up, and I fell over again. I thought it was funny.
So you were just like a sack of potatoes?
Yeah.
What if he didn't catch you?
Then I would blame him. I'd be like, why didn't you catch me? You're supposed to catch me. I love being a princess. So that's how I'm dramatic.
Okay. I mean, if he doesn't catch you, is it over?
No, but that'd be hard to bounce back from.
It would. You'd be on the ground.
I don't know. I also
That's pretty wild.
I don't think I could date a man who can't lift me. I remember one guy I dated, like, always would be like...
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah. Like, the guy I was dating, he was only...
I wouldn't date a woman who I can't lift.
Honestly, fair.
It's the same... We said the same thing.
No, it is
fair.
We said
the same thing.
It is fair. It's harder to hear. It's fair.
It's harder to hear. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
I remember the last
it's harder to hear. That's honestly one of the funniest things I think you've ever said. It's harder to hear.
Wow, thank you so much. All I want is for my friends to think I'm funny. Oh my god, as I'm doing comedy now, I feel like my friends the people I'm like surrounded with on more of a daily basis don't think I'm as funny as like the friends I barely see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really upsetting.
Who are you with on a daily basis? Comics?
Yeah, or like I guess maybe not daily, but like for the most part I guess daily, but like weekly. Yeah, like sometimes a lot of the people I look around, I'm like, you're not the funniest people I've ever met, and I don't think I'm the funniest person. You know what I mean? And then I have friends that like either I'm not friends with them anymore, or like I don't get to see or talk to them as much because they don't live here or whatever. And I'm like, they think I'm so funny.
Like, we should hang out more.
Yeah.
I sort of
Move
feel
back.
like that when you are with someone that you haven't hung out with in a while and you're like playing the hits.
Yeah. Like I have some family friends. Every time I see them, I'm like exhausted when I leave because I'm like, I just performed for 3 hours. Like they were dying laughing the whole time, and I was just like giving them a show. And I'll tell the same story to one of my other friends, and they're like, typical Allie. And I'm like, but it's not
they're
funny?
desensitized to it.
Oh, that's fair.
They don't appreciate your genius because they're constantly being bombarded with it.
I love thinking that comics are smarter because I think we are. Have you seen Friendship?
I think good comics are smarter.
This one guy really gassed me up on a date I went on. He was also Latino, but he was like Guatemalan or something, not my favorite. But
I'm keeping that in.
That's fine. I love my Mexicans.
That's the camera.
Racism killed that.
We have the audio.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, put the thing back in.
Okay.
We're not doing that. No one's gonna watch, and there's a big chunk we'll cut out anyways.
There is a very big chunk we will cut out.
I'm gonna use this to pee.
Okay.
Should I bring the microphone with me?
Yeah. Could you mic yourself up?
No, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Comics.
Guatemalan.
Being fun.
Getting
yes,
gassed up.
yes. Okay, so yeah, I went on a
date.
date with a Guatemalan, Venezuelan, Colombian, whatever he was. He wasn't Mexican, so he wasn't my favorite.
Oh, that yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he was really gassing me up, and he was like, yeah, like I think like comics, like being, or not even comics, like being a funny person, you have to be like a different level of intelligence. Like it's such a specific vein of intelligence that like only people who are witty like that have. And I was like, oh my god, I'm a genius. Like he really made me feel smart, and I don't feel smart very often. So I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. He didn't get a second date, but
Oh, you didn't say enough, damn.
I just wasn't attracted to him, and height doesn't really matter to me, but he was like shorter than me, and like
Couldn't pick you up.
He was tiny, just like tiny.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, have you seen Friendship though?
No, I want to so bad. Have you?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
What? Well, now
Do you like Tim Robinson?
Yeah, I like some of his stuff.
I don't think I like it.
Him?
Like I think I just swallowed into the mic. The show he has, I Think You Should Leave. I think I've seen like a couple episodes years ago, and I don't remember.
It's very hit or miss for me. I either think a sketch is amazing, or I'm like, this is a bit on the nose.
Yeah, so it's just
the fully loaded nachos one is great.
I think I've heard that. But my friend who I saw it with, he told me it was just like one long I Think You Should Leave sketch.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I heard it's a cringe fest.
Yeah, and I
like it when it's more subtle, like Nathan For You.
I've only seen like 2 episodes of that too. And it was okay for me, so I never revisited it.
Nathan For You is one of the greatest shows ever made.
Okay. So it's Pretty Little Liars.
XOXO.
No.
Fuck. Oh yeah, that's obviously. Damn. I think you should give Nathan For You another chance. I'll give you an episode to watch.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take your rec. But no, Friendship, I felt so smart watching that movie because I didn't laugh until like 73 minutes into the movie.
Why does that make you smart?
Because everyone was laughing, and I was like, okay, that wasn't that funny. Like, why are you guys all laughing? Like, the whole theater, like 3 minutes, or not 3 minutes, like 3 lines into the movie, everyone was like, ah, and I was like, okay, fucking Dumbos over here laughing at nothing. I felt so smart.
This is my problem with you.
Tell me your problem with me, Harry.
I don't think that them laughing at something and you not means anything toward intelligence.
Probably not.
Like, why would it?
I don't know. I've just gotten like.
Couldn't they make the counter argument that they're picking up on something that you're not picking up on, and therefore they're smarter than you?
And that's usually my perception of comedy, because I usually laugh at everything. Like, I laugh at so many things, and so I'm like,
but you do have a fake laugh.
I don't know.
As we've seen at the open mic.
People tell me that, but sometimes I'm laughing at.
It's been on display. The laugh you did 20 minutes ago where you're incapacitated is the most real laugh I've ever seen from you.
But I think, like.
You have one that's like, ha ha. See, that's a real laugh. Yeah.
But
where you wheeze and then you have like the.
I'm still feeling something.
Yeah, I sort of get that because I have like a open mic laugh that I'm like.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm laughing at the person bombing.
Oh my god! I mean, I don't hold back on that. I laugh so hard.
I laugh all the time. What did I was just at a Miker show that I laughed at someone bombing, and he's like, "Glad she gets it," and I was like,
"Oh yeah."
Oh, no.
I laughed at a guy bombing at Will's. He just bombed his entire set, and I was dying at him bombing. And he came up to me after, and he's like, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate it." And I was like, "Oh fuck."
You didn't tell him?
No.
If that guy would have came up to me after the mic on, what was it, Saturday, I would have been like, I was laughing at the silence.
You would have said that?
I think so.
Oh,
also,
man.
though, I like bringing down men sometimes.
He was already just such a lowly.
Oh.
He looked like a pedophile. I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
If someone is going to assume my reaction to something, most of the time, if that reaction is benign, I'm not going to ever counter it. Like, if he assumes I was doing a good thing, I'm never going to be like, no, I was actually being an asshole. Like, I'll be an asshole to people externally, but sort of in a way. You know what I really like doing is when I really don't like somebody, I'll just tell other people that I really like them.
That's actually really funny.
Because you can't get in trouble for it. Because it's like, what Harry say? He said that he thinks you're the funniest comic in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, did you say I was the funniest comic in Chicago? It's like, yeah, I really think you're so good.
I should start saying, you know, who is the hottest comedian in Chicago.
That would be fucked up. I think I know who you'd say.
That's what I just didn't want to say so you wouldn't have to find it and bleep it.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be fucked up. I think it'd be funny. He's the hottest naked mole rat I've ever seen.
He gets hotter when he takes the hat off.
Yeah.
He gets like 10 times hotter.
When he takes his hat off.
Oh. At first it's scary. It's like he's like a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
First he's scary, but then you're like, damn, that's hot. I like how it's like sort of falling out, but some of it's still there.
Yeah, I like how I can see my reflection. That's the real hot part, is the face looking back at me. That was hacky.
Hey.
Do you feel like you've learned anything about me from being in my apartment?
Yes, but I'm not sure I can articulate it yet.
Okay.
You seem like a very I can't really nail you down.
Oh, I love that.
The keying thing is
I love being an enigma.
Kind of wild.
I mean, what?
It's clearly okay, so you're very what's it called when you have a lot of pictures, like a ton of pictures of people. So you're very, what's the name?
Sentimental.
You're very sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of like alty. You have the Vans sticker, Vans flag. It says emo forever. But I think you also have a lot of self-doubt, and I can see that through all the Post-it notes. Some
of those are reminders to do. I have to book a physical.
Yeah. The Be a Slut one was jarring, but I now understand it.
Yeah.
There's like a wholesomeness to you that kind of offsets the craziness. But maybe not.
Wow, make that my Hinge bio.
Not a lot of books.
But I have a whole stack on my fridge. I have 2 over there.
It's like 10 books.
There's some behind it. And also, do you want me to keep every book I've read?
That's what I do.
No, I don't like having too much clutter, so a lot of my books I lend to people, and some of those books are books people lent to me that I need to give back.
Mm-hmm.
But that one I just bought one day because I wanted to feel something. Have you ever seen that movie or show?
No.
You actually might like it. The TV show was better than the movie. And there's a girl who was a stand-up comic. I don't know if she does stand-up comedy still, but she was one of the leads. It was really good. But I bought that, and then I found that Jerry Seinfeld book in one of those little like garden book things or whatever, and someone like wrote in it, and I thought it was so sweet. And I actually want to read it, obviously, but
my uncle was telling my mom about a date that he went on like a year and a half ago, and he went to this woman's apartment and she didn't have a single book, and he just was like, no, that's not gonna work.
Wow.
I would do the same thing, by the way.
Would you, what if since we're still both young, like, I know I don't say my G's, how would you feel about dating a girl who still lived with her parents?
I mean, I would totally do that.
Yeah.
It just depends who the girl is.
Yeah.
Circumstances are difficult because it's like, why are you in that circumstance?
Yeah.
Is it like 'cause you're a fuck up or because you're pursuing something? Or because your parents are dying? Like, there's like so many different.
That's fair.
That'd be so fucked up to be like, I don't want to live with her. She lives with her parents. She's taking care of her mom who's dying of cancer. But yeah, I can't be with a girl who lives with her mom still.
Yeah. What if she just like didn't know what she wanted to do with her life and and she like never talked about moving out?
That is a big no-no. It's a big no-no. One of the reasons I got out of my last relationship was because there was sort of just like a willingness to just like lazy river it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's fine. You can be like content like that, but I'm not. I want someone who has like a parallel passion.
Yeah.
And something that they're chasing. I want someone to chase something.
Yeah.
And I want to be a part of watching them chase that and like reveling in their accomplishment.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's very sexy. Yeah. And like yeah. A woman who accomplishes things is very sexy. It's also clean in here. I will say that.
Thank you. I
Natural light's very good.
My apartment I do clean regularly, and it usually, I think my clean is some people's like, or no, I would say my dirty is some people's clean. But I did also vacuum today because I knew you were coming over, and my carpet, it shows when it's dirty because it's black.
We don't even have a vacuum. I don't own a vacuum.
How do you clean your floor?
I use a broom.
On your carpet?
I shake it. I lean over the railing and I shake very hard, and it wafts into the air, and lots of people cough, and then you get alert on phone. It says dust storm. You say, I've never had dust storm.
Are you working on your accents?
Sometimes. I can do a good amount of accents.
I'm terrible at accents.
I can skip in and out of them very effortlessly.
Ooh, wait, that was kind of good.
Yeah, right? Leave me alone, I'm blank to Hot Mulligan.
Yeah, that's my boys.
The one that I would do that turned my ex on the most was Scottish. I'd be like, I have to say, tonight you look so good. You look fucking beautiful.
That's what we do for her?
She'd go crazy for it. Truly. I know right now it doesn't seem very attractive, but when I get into a rhythm, it makes her pussy wet.
I'm okay with my Spanish. I'll stick with that.
I can do that. Do you want a Spanish man? Do you want a man who will dance with you and hold your hips?
Do they?
And swing and interlock the fingers and look into your eyes and say,
that's not how.
You're my little gringa.
You sound like you're from Spain, but also like.
You have such blonde hair. You have such a. You have such a toe head.
I don't think you.
You have a toe head.
I have a toe head?
Yeah. Being blonde is called toe head.
Oh.
It's called being toe headed. I tried to write a joke early on about how it sounds like a slur, but I mean, it's so hacky, the premise. But yeah, they call it toe headed.
Why?
If you're blonde, I don't know. It
I've
sounds insulting. Also, dude, the bit that I did about how like I like relate to Asian men because everyone's attracted to our counterparts, but no one's attracted to us. I really truly believe that.
I like that bit.
It's because you're a blonde girl. Nobody else likes that bit.
No, but it's also
it's true.
It's true.
It's like legitimately true.
It is.
No girl is like my type is blonde guys. Nobody says that. Conversely, no girl is like my type is Asian guys. No one says that.
I'm trying to think of like. Yeah, I think more people. Actually, no, I don't want to say that.
Go ahead.
Loud.
Go ahead, Allie.
More people's type is probably blonde than Asian men. However, I mean that in not a racist sense. I mean that in a blonde is more general, and you can also dye your hair blonde.
Yeah, you can have an Asian guy dye his hair blonde.
Yeah.
I can't make myself Asian.
Like those K-pop boys, cute. But yeah. No, but I like that premise because the amount of Asian women I see with a white man is
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And the amount of just guys that I see with blonde girls, also unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, so everyone gets one? Where are the blonde guys?
Well, everyone throws me to the side, so.
And then as soon as they do it, you're like, I think I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a nice place.
I like I'm going to write that down in my journal, that my wholesomeness throws off the craziness.
Yeah.
Like it counteracts it.
But I mean, also, I haven't fully been exposed to your craziness. So I can't really. I
am crazy, but I don't think I'm that crazy.
I mean, the stuff you've told me is all pretty crazy.
Yeah, but it's like if I'm gonna just front load with all my crazy stuff and you not get anything to balance it out, of course I'm gonna seem out of my mind.
Well, what I'm balancing it is like your general disposition, which is cheerful.
Yes.
And this, the whole setup. But I mean, it's like how many how many nice pictures on the wall is worth keying a guy's car? You know? It's like, what's the ratio?
Again, there was a lot of factors that went into that one.
And you like being an enigma.
Yeah.
Why? So you like having bad communication with people?
No, that's not what an enigma
means. It's hard to communicate with someone you don't understand.
I think at first, here's the thing. I like people who are also puzzles.
Okay.
Like I'm not really interested in.
I agree with that. Someone you have to figure out.
Yeah, or even not even like romantically speaking, but like friendships too. Like when I meet someone and I'm like, oh, you're A, B, and C, and not even from like assuming, just from like the things they tell me or the activities they do, and being like, oh, you dress like this, you live here, and you do that activity. Like, oh my God, you're such a like this kind of person. Which there's still layers to people, right? But like I feel like I have so many things that contradict themselves that like it's hard to figure out sometimes, and I like people like that it's like at first it doesn't make sense and you have to understand them.
Yes, you just like complex, multi-layered.
Yeah, and also to understand someone is to love someone. So I think like if you actually take the time to understand someone, like that says a lot about who you are and how you feel about them.
I guess. I mean, I think you either to understand someone is to love someone. I think also to understand someone is to hate someone. Right? Because you're just striving to understand why they do the things they do.
Yeah, but then also like choosing to love them, knowing the things you dislike about them. That. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that yesterday, about how like if you like really fall in love with someone, but you don't know any of their bad traits, you don't love them. Yeah. Because love is knowing all the shitty things and then still choosing to love them. That's why within the first 3 months of every relationship, I'm like, this might be it. And then like 3 months and 1 day after, I'm like,
Well, that's why I think it's harder too to let go of people you date for a short amount of time because you mostly only see
only good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't see their flaws as much.
For my last relationship, I like did a great job of, I mean, I'm sure she'll disagree
figuring
with
out
this.
her flaws.
No. I did a great job of like I was just super easy the entire time. Like I never made her have to do anything. I never like put her in difficult situations ever. Like it was just so effortless.
Well, what kind of difficult situations are you?
I don't know what any relationship that eventually you get into arguments or stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't get into a single argument the entire relationship or like a fight. I don't get into fights or arguments.
I kind of like fighting.
But
again,
fucking.
That's general. I don't mean.
Like
no. I don't mean fighting. I mean conflict.
Well, isn't conflict doesn't it lead to a fight?
Fighting has like a negative connotation. Like I like to.
So does war.
So does battle. No, I like to like resolve something with someone.
Yeah, you can't resolve if you don't have a problem, I guess.
Yeah, and also it's like to not have a problem seems impossible to me. You know what I mean? Like even the people you get along with the most, there are still moments that they like piss you off or upset you. You know what I mean? So to be able to like communicate with each other and overcome that, I feel like that like bonds you more.
I really don't get pissed off by people I like. like ever. I mean, obviously there's like instances, but I mean generally I only am just with people that it's just always pleasant. I just don't like being with people that piss me off, so I just don't do it. Cuz it's just like, oh, I'll just find another person that doesn't piss me off.
Either I'm unhealthy or
it is fun to egg you on.
or
Well, you said you like conflict.
Well, I like conflict resolution. Like, I don't know. I also like to feel everything. Did I say this?
This is like saying you love treaties.
I love trees.
Treaties.
Oh.
Like after war. Like, I get liking a treaty because it ends the war.
Yeah.
But the war still had to happen. Without the war, there would have never been a treaty. But then you reach the treaty and you get the have makeup treaty.
Yeah.
I've never had makeup treaty.
I like technically have, but it didn't feel like proper.
Why not?
Because it was the last guy I dated, and it was over like something silly, and it was like a small tiff, and it just like, I don't know.
Yeah. One of my exes was like, I love makeup sex. And I was like, well, I don't argue. So that's going to be a problem.
I had an ex that was like that. I never slept with him, but I was friends with him for a while, and he seemed fucking out of his mind. He was. But wait, what was... Okay, conflict. I don't know if I've said this before. I like to feel everything, too.
I understand that. I
want
to experience every single emotion.
Yeah, so it's like, I think I would get bored if it was just always like pleasant, easygoing all the time. And that doesn't mean I want to be like stressed out, but stress is probably like my least favorite emotion. I think if like someone makes me feel, and confusion. Like, I don't want to feel confused. I'm okay being mad. I'm okay being pissed off. But like, if I'm confused why I'm having these feelings, I hate that. Especially like coming from another person, or like stress too. But stress feels more like internal. 'Cause it's like, well, if you're stressed out by someone's actions or words, like you're allowing them into your life. It's a different thing to get mad. I think stress is just like a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Stress is sort of like less tangible.
And it's more perpetual.
Is it less tangible? Yeah, perpetual is good. Like, stress lingers.
Yeah.
Mad is almost like an explosion.
Yeah.
And then it's done.
For some people. But I feel like mine's a little more... I can get over it in 2 seconds.
You can... What?
I can get over it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, mad, it's just like, you're like, fuck! And then you're like, okay. I'm fine.
Exactly.
But that being said, I've never raised my voice at a girl, ever.
Well, you shouldn't.
Well, I mean,
Well, like,
what if she fucking keys your car?
In a, like, very aggressive, or, like, if it's not... Like, it depends on the circumstance. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like...
of course.
If I was actually really angry, I don't think I would raise my voice. I think when I'm, like, being dramatic, theatrical, angry, and, like, trying to be dramatic, I'll, like, raise my voice, but it's not out of, like, anger. It's out of, like, passion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I try to be mindful of that. I don't think I raise my voice anymore in, like, a actually, like, malicious way.
Anymore?
Yeah. Not that I did it that much when I was younger, but I'm just more mindful about, like, when I talk loud all the time.
Yeah,
but
you do. You're like one of the only guests I've never had to be like, can you speak a little louder?
So,
which I appreciate.
Thank you. You're welcome. So yeah, I don't. But when a serious conversation happens, I think the older I get, the more I try to like stay calmer.
Staying calm not only is just smarter, but also psychologically, if you want to fuck with somebody, it's just to remain calm the entire time. It drives them fucking absolutely crazy. So I've learned that.
It makes them look more crazy. It makes them look more crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to be the person that's like, that someone's like, stop raising your voice, stop raising your voice. Because then they can just cherry pick that. You just have to be like, all right, I understand. I had one girlfriend, and anytime she would say something to me, like air a grievance or whatever, I'd be like, that's perfectly fair. I get it. You're right. I'll work on it. And she just was like, fight back. Like, she got so mad. She was like, what do you want to say to me? And I was like, I have nothing to say to you. You're good. You're doing great. You're killing it.
Oh wow. Did you actually like mean it though when you would say those things? Oh wow.
I like am so. I've told multiple girls this. I am so easy in a just like food and water, and I will be a happy boy. It's like so simple.
Yeah.
But then like inevitably, they're like, I mean, last couple of relationships I haven't really. It's been very good until I just broke up. But like my high school girlfriend, she complained that I hung out with my friends too much and not her, which was just not true. Like I spent way more time with her. And then she like unloaded on me about that and how like I don't care about her enough because I'm always with my friends. And then we got to the top of this mountain. It was a hike, and I was like, "All right, I guess I'm sorry." And then
I guess.
No, I said I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just now, the thing is the hurdle that you have to get over is apologizing when you don't feel like you have to apologize. That's like the big thing.
I don't think I would do that.
Well, that's the thing. Is you're like, well, I'm not wrong. Why would I apologize? But people just want an apology, and you just have to fucking fake it. And you just have to be like, I'm really sorry. It'll get better. But for the longest time, I would just hold out and just be like, I had to learn that. For the longest time, I would just be like, why would I apologize? I'm not wrong. But nothing gets resolved with that rationale.
Yeah,
because
do you want to be
both sides just
right
do
or
that,
happy?
where they're like, why would I say sorry to that guy? He's not. And then the other person's like, why would I say sorry to him? And it's like, if you just both said sorry, maybe you could have a conversation about it and realize that you're both a little bit wrong.
I guess it depends on the circumstance, though, because if you like...
It always does.
If you hurt someone's feelings, like that's... Like in a... If you hurt, like they're upset, then like that I could see apologizing. But like I... Like last year got in a fight with a friend, and I remember we got into a fight about it like 3 months later, and I was like, I wasn't sorry then, and I'm still not sorry now. Like I literally said that to his face because I'm like, I don't feel a sorry bone in my body, and I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. What was the fight?
It was about jokes I made, and I think maybe that's why I held my ground, because I was like, I'm not apologizing for a joke. I like went to a wedding with him. We were just friends, but he like had no one else to bring. He's like, do you want to be my plus one? I was like, sure. And they like the groomsmen walked down the aisle with like neon yellow ties. And I just like leaned over to him. I was like, look at these ties. And he got upset about that. And then later after the wedding, or like while the wedding was happening, the food was like the worst wedding food I've ever had. Like terrible. And we were in Minnesota, but still, I was like, come on, Minnesota. And we were outside.
Minnesota normally has great wedding food.
Yeah, we were outside, and I said something about how like the food was shitty, but the music's great. And he was like, how could you possibly say that? Like, one of the groomsmen was out here. And I was like, he was, like, down on that side. He didn't hear me. Like, why does he care about the food? Like, he had to pay to be in this wedding. Like, he probably doesn't give a shit either. And he got so upset with me about it. And I was like, like, he was so mad at me about that. And I was like, there were two jokes, offhanded comments that I thought were funny and also like didn't matter that much. I'm also like, this is your coworker's wedding. You know no one here besides the groom. Like what? And so we got into a fight like 3 months later, like while it was like him and like two other people. We went to like a music festival together in Ohio, and he like brought it up again. And that's when I told him, I was like, I wasn't sorry then, and I'm still not sorry now. Like I don't feel it, so I'm not gonna say it. I was so pissed. I was like, no, absolutely not. I still stand by that.
Are you guys friends?
Yeah. He's actually that one in the picture over there, Bobby. That was at a concert like a year and a half ago. Hot Mulligan, shout out my boys. One of the best concerts I've been to at Aragon Ballroom.
Leave me alone. I'm blank to Hot Mulligan.
Yeah. So yeah, we're still friends. I just realized we can't be like friends. Like we're a certain type of friends.
Ah, the tiers.
Yes.
I had a comic ask me. He said, are we friends? Because I can't tell if...
Which comic?
He said, I can't tell if you like me or you hate me.
Ooh, that's a rough question to ask anyone.
I was like, well, first of all, if you're asking that, come on.
Yeah.
But... yeah. Well, what was that?
I was pretending I had a collar.
A
like
what?
Whatever. Like when you have a collar and you're like, like in the...
I don't understand. I'm going to make you explain it, though.
You're like if you... like the collar in your shirt. Like if you pulled it to be like, Yeah, you've never seen that before?
I have, but the way you did it, you went like... All right, it was very weird.
Whatever. I'm sunburned too. Anyways, I had a rash on my chest last week, and anyways.
Sorry about the rash.
Thanks.
Oh yeah. So he was like, "Are we friends?" And I said, "I'm really proud of myself for coming up with this in the moment."
Okay.
I was like, "The thing about friendship is that there are tiers to it."
Hey, buddy.
And I was like, "So you're on like one of the lower tiers." So
said
yeah, we're
lower
friends.
tiers?
Yeah, we're friends, but like you're like pretty low on the
And you're
totem
proud
pole.
of that.
I mean, it's better than saying no. Cuz he was like, "Oh, we're friends. Great." Like all he needed to hear was we're friends.
Oh, he's talking about a simple man.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like I blatantly tell people now like we're
I'm
not
gonna have
friends.
to edit this so much.
Yeah. At least we're not going for 5.5 hours again.
That's true.
But I will blatantly tell people we're not friends. Maybe that's a little harsh. But I used to think like if I talk to someone, they're my friend. And then I was like, whoa, this is we need to reel it in.
Yeah, there's definitely I've learned to have a differentiation between friends and friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also I trust friends. I don't trust people who are not my friends.
Yeah, and also depending on like groups too. Like I have work friends that like they're my work friends, and then I have work friends that I hang out with outside of work, and those are different.
Yeah. Totally. Like I think about that with my work friends. It's like outside of this, sorry.
Yeah, but there's something too about a work friend that like I'll share more information with them than like someone I'm friendly with.
Totally.
Because I'm like we're not connected.
Mm-hmm.
Like we work
no
together.
No strings attached. Yeah. You don't know them.
Yeah, but then you go out and live your life.
I've had people I work with tell me crazy things.
Yes.
Which I love. I was gonna say something else about that. Fuck.